Welcome back to My Vision News. Two news stories for you. First one is from Tigray region of Ethiopia, where yesterday Tigray regional government showed heavy weapons to observers collected in Agula. And the observers are now monitoring the withdrawal of Eritrean army from Tigray. We have been reporting about the start of this withdrawal for days. Now, international media is also reporting that Eritrean military convoys have been seen leaving Tigray. From which cities have they been seen leaving? Are they leaving small towns as well? Details for you. Secondly, Fano is being dismantled in the Amhara region. It is being disarmed as well. It is difficult to hold any protest, any rally in support of Fano because those who organize such rallies are arrested. But a protest was held in support of Fano today in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. Firstly, viewers, withdrawal of Eritrean military from Tigray. Has it started? How is it going? From which cities of Tigray Eritrean army has withdrawn? Firstly, let me be clear that the withdrawal of Eritrean military started days ago, rather weeks ago. We reported in several videos that Eritrean military had withdrawn. They were seen withdrawing on Adagarat Zilambasa front. They were seen withdrawing from towns on B30 highway, but they were mostly around the road. Shire, Edidaro road, Edidaro, Shiraro, they were there. But they had largely withdrawn, if not completely, from Aksom, Adwa, and Shire. That is what we reported several days ago. Now, when a three-member team of observers is in Tigray to monitor the implementation of the peace deal, remaining Eritrean military convoys are leaving major cities and small towns of Tigray. It is being reported by several news outlets now who say that Eritrean military convoys have been seen leaving cities like Shire, Aksom, though they withdrew from Aksom largely a few days ago, but some remaining convoys and convoys from nearby areas because they had withdrawn from major cities, but they were still deployed in rural areas in the outskirts of cities. So now they're withdrawing from the cities, from rural areas, from the outskirts as well. Obviously, they're withdrawing along the road, B30 highway and Shire to Adi Dara road. So they have been seen withdrawing from Aksom, Shire, and some say they have withdrawn from Shiraro as well. Shiraro was the first town which was taken by Eritrean military and Ethiopian National Defense in the third round of fighting, and then they managed to reach Shire, which led to start of collapse of Tigray forces, and Tigray regional government had to make compromises. Not only from major cities of Tigray, EDF is leaving small towns of Tigray as well, like Adidaro, Adinabrad. They have withdrawn from these two places too. So I think this remaining withdrawal is being done by Eritrean military to show to observers, to international community, that Eritrea is not hampering peace efforts. Eritrea is not undermining the peace deal. Largely, as I said earlier, Eritrean military withdrew from major cities of Tigray in large number gradually within the last few weeks. Now, remaining convoys are being seen leaving Tigray. What next? Well, obviously, now observers will travel to these cities and towns. The three observers, three army officers from Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa. Two are colonels, one is Major General. The three will visit these areas vacated by Eritrean military, and then they'll report it to African Union. Obviously, now Tigray will have to surrender heavy weapons too. Why? Because Tigray's position was that surrendering of heavy weapons, handing over of heavy weapons to ENDF, and withdrawal of Eritrean military and Amhara forces should be concurrent, according to Nairobi Agreement. So, Eritrean military is withdrawing. What about Amhara regional forces, Amhara militias? They are still in Western Tigray, they are still in Southern Tigray, in Raya and Volkayt. They are there, Amhara forces too. Question is, will Tigray forces hand over heavy weapons to Ethiopian National Defense Force if Amhara forces did not withdraw from Volkayt and Raya? Or will they hand over heavy weapons while Amhara forces, Amhara militia are still there in Raya and Volkayt? That's a very important question. Eritrean military was expected to withdraw. There is nothing surprising. I have been saying since the signing of the peace deal last month that both Eritrea and Ethiopia, Eritrean and Ethiopian governments, they have achieved at the table which they couldn't have achieved in the battlefield. Maybe they would have taken years. Disarmament, surrendering of heavy weapons. No one could have imagined 3 months ago that Tigray forces would be disarmed. They would agree to disarming. So they achieved a lot. Eritrea achieved a lot at the table. Through Ethiopia, obviously. Eritrea was not part of talks in Pretoria, South Africa, but through Ethiopian government, Eritrea achieved a lot. It neutralized a party which was a threat to Eritrea, or Eritrea believed it as a threat, believed it to be a threat, TPLF. Now, Tigray forces disarmed, turning into ordinary regional forces like they are in Amhara Far regions, which are no match for Eritrean military. So obviously, I am not surprised that Eritrean military is now completely withdrawing from Tigray, but still the process is ongoing. Let's see what monitors report about this withdrawal. Secondly, viewers, the Fano is being disarmed in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. Main Fano faction were disarmed in Gajam, Gondar a few months ago. Wallo Fano, East Amhara Fano of Merewadajo was not disarmed. It was allowed to fight. And it was allowed to fight under the command of Ethiopian National Defense Force. And Merewadajo and his fighters took part in third round of fighting. But now we are seeing confrontation between Merewadajo group and Ethiopian National Defense Force. Now this third main Fano faction is also being disarmed. That is why we're seeing some protests. Well, one protest was held a few hours ago in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. It was held in North Shore zone of the Amhara region where some youth protested in support of Fano. They were carrying some placards, some posters with writing in support of Fano, opposing disarming of Fano, demanding the release of Zamine Kasi, top Fano commander from Gajam, who was arrested in Bahirdar a few weeks ago. And they showed solidarity with Merewadajo, who is being told by government forces to surrender weapons, but he is not. Confrontation is ongoing reportedly. These Amhara, these youth in the Amhara region, they showed solidarity with Fano in today's protest in North Shore. It's not easy to protest in support of Fano in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. These youth could be arrested, they could be detained. We have seen that when students, locals tried to support Fano, they tried to protest in support of Fano, federal and regional forces launched a crackdown and they were arrested. Amhara Student Association president, I think, is still in prison. He was arrested around 2 to 3 weeks ago, and thousands of Fano fighters are still in prison. Fano commanders on the run or missing. Masrisha on the run. Where is Masrisha? People are sharing rumors that he had been killed, but no confirmation. But he has not been seen in public for months. Zminikas is seen, Massafin seen as well, and other Fano, Miribudajo as well. Where is Masresha? We did not see him. Did not see him in any interview or any physical appearance on any platform. There are rumors about his death, but no confirmation. He was forced to flee when, after March humanitarian ceasefire by the federal government and regional governments launched a major crackdown on Fano in Gajam. Both Zeminakasi and Masrisha fled back then. Zeminakasi was later arrested. Masrisha is still missing. Thank you for watching.